Hi, my name's Charlie King. I'm with Heroic Fatherhood, and welcome to your Mentor's Moment. In today's video, we're talking about the Superman pose. Ba-ba-dum! We're going to be talking about a study that two scientists did at Harvard in 2012. And they decided to do this really interesting thing. They decided to test the concept that your body position and your body language not only communicate to other people your sense of confidence and your sense of personal power, but it actually changes the way you feel about you as well. What? Who knew? So what they did was they tested this out on the Superman pose. You know, this pose. Hands on hips, chest out, looking towards the horizon. That is the Superman pose. Depending on how old you are, you remember lots of versions of Superman, but it is those early 1930s black and white Superman where he's got the barrel chest and he's got his he kind of like gave that right. So that was the Superman pose. And what they did was they brought in test subjects and they had them go through a mock interview. And the mock interview, they split the group of people into two parts. One group, the control group, just went in and did a mock interview. The second group went in and did a Superman pose for 2 minutes, where they just stood in a room with their hands on their hips, their chest out, standing stock still, looking to the horizon, and then they had them go in. Now, here's the super interesting part. Both physiologically and behaviorally, the people who did the Superman pose performed better. How do they perform better? Here's what they found. They found that people who had done the Superman pose before presented so much better in the job interviews. Not the words they said, but the way they carried themselves, the confidence that they exuded. And then they looked on the physiological side and they found that the endorphins running through their body were all the kinds of endorphins that come through with positive thinking and power and self-confidence. So it's really about the pose. Now this is super interesting. Why does this matter for dads? Oh my gosh, this so matters for dads. How often do we as employed folks find ourselves hunching over a laptop or hunching over a steering wheel? And here's the reality is our kids are doing the same. And we don't think a lot about our posture. And I don't know about you, but I'm maybe older than a lot of people listening here, but my mother was on me. She's like, your posture is horrible. Sit up straight, put your shoulders back. And for her, it was much more about the formality of it and that's the way you sat at a table and you sit straight backed. But the reality is that science is telling us how important that is for us, both as the way we feel, but also the way that we project ourselves to others. So it's super important to tell our kids, you got to sit up. When you're at the table, you have to sit up. Bring those shoulders back. Raise your head. Look to the horizon. So how do we put this into practice? Well, we put this into the practice by reminding our kids, reminding ourselves to sit up. Stick our chest out, put our shoulders back. Come on, just move them around a little bit. Look to the horizon. We have this tendency, I want you to check this out. We have this tendency when we walk to look down, and physiologically, when you look down, that means you're looking inside. And very often we're thinking about stuff, and sometimes that's good, but sometimes you look inside and you're feeling doubtful and you're not really engaged in everything else. When you look up and you look to the horizon, they find that those endorphins start to rise because you become more engaged in the nature that's around you. You open up to seeing things that you hadn't noticed before and you get out of your head. So great, right? Encouraging our kids to sit up, put shoulders back, look towards the horizon. Ourselves as well, when we're walking, when we're computers, when we're driving, whatever the thing is. But our body mechanics make a huge difference and make a huge difference in the way we feel about ourselves. So try this out this week. Try reminding yourself, shoulders back, chest out, look to the horizon. It can change the way you see your world. It can help your kids stay engaged outside of their technology, keep them engaged in everything that they're up to, and their back health will thank you. This has been such a great topic. I was so psyched to run across it, and I wanted to share it with you right away. My name's Charlie King. I'm with Heroic Fatherhood. This has been your Mentor's Moment, and I wanted to share something with you. We become better men by spending time with good men. I'm just super grateful I got to spend just a couple of minutes with you today. And lastly, I have a question for you. How do you make yourself feel better when you're feeling down? Is there something physically you do? Do you go out for a walk? Do you do some push-ups? Do you do some yoga? Whatever that is, go ahead and post it down in the comments below. I'd love to see what your tricks or techniques are for making yourself feel better when you're feeling down. Hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon.